this is the first time Bruce ever drank.
Yeah. That's vodka.
Yeah.
Oh, those millionaires.
And what are we supposed to be?
That's our take on millionaires.
Yes, those are our take on cartoon millionaires.
Yeah.
We think
Wasn't
of them
this somebody's favorite scene? Was this Bruce's
Bruce's
dad?
dad.
And also, Bruce told me that this was a cartoon that he drew in Calgary first, and then he made this sketch, True Boring Story.
Yeah. So this is our pilot when we were, look.
We're the kids in the hall talking, by the way.
We were kids.
We're 4 of the kids in the hall talking.
Yes, that's me.
That was Bruce in the stroller.
Yeah. There's me. I'm Dave Foley.
Oh, something bit you in the toilet there.
Oh, that's
I
me,
don't
Kevin
know.
McDonald.
Oh, you're balancing.
Oh,
Mark!
Ow, I hurt
Mark
myself.
his hand.
I still have that injury I collect on it.
Yes.
Here we go again. I haven't shown Scott yet, though.
And it's Bruce.
Uh,
We all sort of still look like
that's me
ourselves.
still. I still
I'd
move
say
slow
the
motion.
most. I think Kevin looks the most like he did then. Now.
yeah.
I think Bruce looks the most like...
Yeah. We're thinking
Well,
of
maybe
Scott.
Scott does too.
Maybe Scott or Scott.
Very well preserved. It's me and Dave,
Yeah.
the Toronto contingent, who have bloated with coffee and fat.
Yeah. My head got bigger.
Stop drinking
My head got
understand.
wider.
My head and rib cage got bigger.
Yeah. Oh, here we are. Guys watch girls.
Guys Watch Girls is a scene. And this
What
was an
scene?
old staple of our stage show.
Actual meat.
Actual meat.
Yeah, we couldn't afford fake meat.
Yeah.
Must have stunk.
It did after a while.
I'm sure.
I remember that before this, I don't know if we used anything from the first taping. We did 2 tapings for the show, and in between tapings, Lorne Michaels took us into a room and told us what, Kevin? I can't remember.
That the show was god-awful, and that it had to be 100,000 times better for us to get a chance to have the pilot become a TV series.
Yeah.
And then Scott and I peed in the sink.
And then what?
He actually said, I guess you guys don't want to have a TV show.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
You know, it wasn't very good. I remember saying that.
And
Yeah.
then we pissed in the sink, and that began that tradition. And then we trashed the dressing room.
We trashed the dressing room, yes.
Yeah.
Were we
broke
that?
every-
Now,
we
do you
broke
think
every
that
chair.
was? Do you think the first taping was actually that bad, or
Yeah.
it was?
Yeah,
It was pretty bad. We
Yeah.
were very...
It was no laughs. We were pretty stiff.
I remember we were doing things like letting the floor director tell us where to stand and that sort of thing.
yeah.
And then the second show, we just started running around the studio and doing whatever we wanted. And
I also remember that
and it
Dave and
was
I,
much better.
to wake ourselves up, we played the Godfather's song, Birth, School, Work,
Death. Yeah.
which was a good punky rock song, and that woke us up a bit too.
Yeah, and then we smashed up a bunch of chairs.
And
That's
I
when we-
think
that's when we
I
started
saw
breaking
Carl
things.
recently, and he was telling me that after that it caused a huge commotion, and he said to everybody that, don't worry, this is what they need to do. And we did.
I'm actually eating that sandwich. I noticed it's getting smaller.
Oh. You remember what it was?
Yeah. And oddly
Maybe
enough, so
peanut
are
butter?
you. You're getting smaller.
And I'm getting smaller in the same.
Yeah,
Maybe
no one
this-
knows. No one. There's not a lot of. I mean, I think there's Bellini has a tape of you and me doing Island Boys, Kevin, where you're big,
Yes.
and that's about the only thing I have. Like Kevin used to be the fat guy.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
But he betrayed the troop by losing weight.
Yeah.
Yes. I was told that every troop needed a fat guy, and that we get famous if there was one. Sorry.
And you were willing to risk our future.
I was.
For your
Yeah.
health.
I'm selfish.
Yes.
But I'm really eating that sandwich.
Yeah. And yet,
Go and vomit after?
Yes.
yeah. Because I was thinking, and Lauren became very concerned that you were anorexic
Yes.
because you lost 60 pounds.
And he
Six
also was
pounds in 4
concerned
months.
that you would be the fat guy and the gay guy, so I decided that I would take that mantle.
Yeah, I can't be two guys.
You couldn't be both.
I can't be two guys.
But I
Yeah,
refused to
nothing.
get fat.
Yeah.
Did we tape in this order pretty well?
I don't
I don't remember if we opened with this or not.
But I think the order was mixed
did.
up pretty. I mean, we may have opened with this, but I know the order was pretty mixed up from what we did it.
I can't remember what we opened with.
It was
It
kind
might
of
have been this. It might have been this.
You know what, though? We also had, like, Reg was a runner
Really?
in
That's
the
right.
pilot. Remember?
Oh,
that?
we had, was that
Dan Redican played Reg.
Yeah.
Dan Redican,
Father.
the comic genius, played Reg's father.
Yeah.
I just remember that he threw me around.
Yeah. And
Oh,
the,
that was funny.
and the Reg, the real Reg scene was the last one, right? Or was it not? Or was
Well,
the one with
It was
Dan?
the last one, yeah.
What happened to those scenes with the father, with Dan?
Cutting room floor.
Yeah, cut-
They should go
yeah.
in the special extras.
Yeah.
I think they.
I think they swept the cutting room floors
Yeah.
instead.
Really?
I don't know if they kept any of
Too
that.
bad.
Now later, Chris Cooper started keeping things. I think, but this was way before.
Yeah.
Chris Cooper, our editor. So,
And there were some sketches that were cut out, and most of Kevin's performances,
Yes.
right?
What was cut from this?
Asshole was cut,
Right.
And,
and
my,
my monologue in Beautiful Trees was cut.
and my monologue about
monologue?
being in the one where
Confession?
I'm talking about
Confession?
being in the bathtub and hey you asshole get out of my bathtub. Ah, here we go.
I don't remember this character.
Me
Well,
neither.
watch his fingers. It's
What's he gonna
self-explanatory.
do?
I don't
remember
know.
this actor.
Just
What does he think is happening?
What's he doing with his?
I don't
thumb
understand.
finger?
Oh, I get it.
yeah. And this was a hit out of the gate, but I remember at the read through Lauren going, interesting character.
Then later he made us do it again.
Yeah.
This was a nice
free.
park across from the old Second City, and the very first time I went to Second City, where I would meet Dave later, I was 3 hours early because I miscalculated the buses, so I walked around this park. So when I'm filming the sketch right now, I'm thinking, wow, this is where my comedy career started.
This was our very
And this was
first
also very
shoot.
interesting because this was our first exterior
Yeah.
shoot, and the CBC, obviously we weren't a high priority. We asked for Dolly, and they sent down a wheelchair.
Named Dolly.
True story.
Yes.
True story.
They did hate us then. Everybody that was assigned to our show were people that were being punished.
Punished, it's
Yes.
true.
But we won them over because when they got drunk later at parties, they would say, we hated working with you guys at first, but now we love
Hated
it.
But they love talking about hating us.
What is this?
Confused. Oh, there's Gordon and Brian.
He's supposed to be a guy in his 40s or 50s, Bruce, but there's no makeup to
indicate it.
at all.
This
But
woman
there's a
is
guy in his
also-
40s and 50s.
Yeah,
Also no makeup. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
And no bra. We didn't.
No
Mark,
bra.
did we have an
We didn't have bras, huh?
We did. We had an ethical case against wearing false padded bras, which we got over.
which fell apart right away.
No, actually, Fran never wore a bra.
No.
Oddly enough.
This was my favorite sketch by Scott Thompson in a long time.
Ever?
Yeah, and I remember.
I've never touched it since.
But I remember that if you remember when Bruce and I went to SNL to write, and Dave was doing High Stakes, and you guys were in the touring company, that Christmas after that disastrous New Year's Eve show that you did, we did a show at the Rivoli, and I think this is when the scene was done.
I think so.
Yeah, that and a few other like.
I did it with a vacuum with a light on the front, I remember.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
And this is the scene that we did in New York with the AIDS ferry that was later cut out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we got booed for in
New York, yeah.
86 or 7.
Yes. In the middle
'Cause-
of the AIDS epidemic.
Yeah, because New York Square.
Look, here's that York University drama training playing. He's working a prop
He's got business.
effortlessly. Look at
Business.
him. Yeah, he's got business.
I need business.
No, the right hand's a little confused.
Now, who did our wigs then? Because
Oh,
So that CBC woman, what's her name? I forget.
you look a little bit like Brian Jones from the
remember.
Rolling Stones.
we had terrible wigs. Kevin, tell the wig story.
Well, I was saying by the end of season 1 or beginning of season 2, we were being interviewed by someone from The Advocate, and it was a good interview. And at the end, he said, "By the way, who does your wigs? They're awful." And then, and that started festering us, and we got obsessed. And then I think John Blanchard said, "Well, Judah Cooper Seeley may be free. We could ask her," and that's how she got on board.
Yeah.
And they were right. That is a pretty bad wig.
I don't remember John saying it like Uncle Sambo, though.
That's exactly.
Cooper Seeley is available.
I was doing like Dean Martin.
And she gwine come down do your wigs.
I was aiming for Dean Martin.
I like
How
that set.
poor
That's
they were.
Eugene Lee. It kind of worked. He crammed it all into one little studio.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. This is interesting to talk about if you're boring. The the look in our show was sort of like found stuff in a junkyard, and it was pretty neat for the pilot. But we sort of dismissed that as soon as we became a regular TV series.
Yes. it
And
was
the
all-
lighting is good because Phil Himes came up from New York. He works on Saturday Night
They're all
Live, did our
geniuses.
lighting, and
Yeah.
Eugene Levy came with his crew.
We had a
Eugene
surrealistic.
Lee. Eugene Lee.
Eugene Lee, sorry. Eugene Levy is
He's on the
was never there at all.
SCTV. Thank
He
you.
did the lighting for SCTV.
Yeah.
It was a surrealistic look that we had that we dropped.
Yeah,
you
look at
guys
baby
miss the
carriages.
surrealistic look?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the idea that we were doing our show
like
just
that,
in
backdrops.
in alleyways and in a junkyard,
junkyard.
and using found props. So like some of the scenes are set in the living room, you'll see, but it's actually a loading dock.
Should we have stuck with it for 5 years, or would have got tired?
Yes, it probably would have got tired.
Well, we talked about keeping the whole set as like a home base, but it was far, far too large. And then did we ever really get a home base
Yes, we did have a home base.
We
Yeah,
sort
like
of
it-
did.
Yeah, that's sort of that
candle.
pristine.
He had something we called hand base, but it was like a dark.
It was like a
area.
dark little corner with
Stay there.
nondescript sort of walls. I mean, you could have done modern dance in front of it.
Yeah.
You know, oh,
Yeah.
comedy's happening here, but it could have been a mime.
Yes.
You know,
This is a neat set.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
here comes Attila.
Those
Oh,
long
look at those
sidewalls.
abs.
Oh, yeah. Attila.
Look at the jaw.
The job is part of the set. That was funny.
You look like two children.
Well, we were.
They look like brothers.
What was I? I was 24,
Let's see, we did the summer of '88. You were 25,
25.
and Mark was 29.
What the hell is that? I had very weak neck muscles.
That scene is what took place at the AIDS ferry, which was originally there until we got mobbed by the crowd in New York.
What did the AIDS fairy do?
I was the AIDS ferry, and I
No,
came
it was
out
the
and I-
last scene. It was the second time
Yeah.
we come back to them.
Oh, the
and
second
it was
time,
like,
that's right,
his
right.
nightmare is that we filled a bucket full of confetti and marked
And I-
AIDS, and we
and I
flung
sprayed
it
it
at the
over
audience.
Dave,
and
Dressed
It's
like a-
the AIDS fairy.
Yeah.
French maid, right?
Here's some AIDS dust. I'm the AIDS ferry.
Yes, as Mark pretended to be an airplane and flew into my ass. Yeah. And go, brrrr.
It is funny.
It was the dad's horrific fantasy of
I
what
know.
gay meant.
yeah.
We weren't celebrating.
I can't believe that I'm not wearing a wedding ring. How silly of me. Never even thought about that.
I think it's probably stuck to the laundry, Scott.
Oh, probably. God, I'm acting a lot, aren't I?
This is a good scene.
It is a good scene.
It's sort of a defining scene. You see the scene.
Yeah.
Like, if you only have time to see one Kids in the Hall scene to get us, this could be one of them.
Yeah, it was very kind of poetic and
Yeah.
Poor man.
Now, except for the head crusher, most of these scenes in this pilot were scenes we had done on stage.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That's right, because Head Crusher was just, we remembered that in New York.
Yes.
Because if I had real breasts, I wouldn't be kneading them like that, would I?
Maybe.
You think so?
I guess not at that age, you'd be bored with them. But then you'd probably be bored with them. When you were 18 to 24, maybe.
I'd be kneading them, yeah.
Yeah, I remember
Bruce
that.
kneading his cock under. I think below the frame he's kneading his
Bruce
cock.
never got bored of his cock.
No, he still needs it.
He's needing it now.
How could we afford this?
Because we did that.
Oh, the Smiths shirt. It's a Smiths shirt.
Yeah.
I saw Morrissey at a concert last week.
Did you?
Whose concert?
Iggy Pop.
Ah.
How was it?
That would've
The
been-
Stooges. It was great. Well, Morrissey was standing with Jack Black.
Really? Wow.
And this is part of our trademark look, the Super
Yeah.
8.
Yes, these people aren't actors or extras. They're real people living their lives that we were capturing on Super 8.
Because that's where we came from.
Oh, here we go.
Here comes another hit character.
Good character coming.
Or what? I didn't think about sleeping with you.
Long time before he enters.
Why don't we see him yet?
Yeah, long time before he enters.
Oh, that's
I
why.
see.
Yeah.
And this is real cabbage, right?
I
We just
see.
said this is
His
re-
tie's
actual-
undone.
That's actual cabbage leaves on his head?
Yes.
Because remember, after the first show bombed, he still had the cabbage on his head. He looked more sad than the rest of us.
Yeah.
You can trash a dressing room if you've got a cabbage on your head, though.
Well,
You get away with it.
Yeah. that's true. Oh, I'll let the little cabbage head trash you.
God, listen to how high I can make my voice. I can't do that anymore.
Sure you can. Try it.
Well,
Well, maybe. No, that's lower.
Sting can't sing Roxanne high anymore either.
So, what's the word on that, good night, nookie?
I don't think so.
I had a bad childhood.
This is true story.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other kids wouldn't let me join in
know
all
what
their
else to say about this
playful
evening.
games.
I don't either.
Hmm?
Wish Bruce was here to talk about it.
What about the genesis of Cabbage Head?
Oh, I
How
remember
did it
something
happen?
boring. Different women played Kids on the Hall played the women in this scene during the stage days, and then it became Mark for whatever reason. Might have just been scene order.
Maybe that high voice.
Who could, who could change their clothes fast enough?
Yes, it might have just been that.
Because we tried to run it like a live show
Yes.
in front of the audience.
That's interesting, Dave. Tell them more about that.
Well, we tried to run it like a live show.
See? Okay, just repeat that sentence over and over.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
So we would, when we had to change wardrobe, we'd run back and they'd peel off our clothes from us and change our makeup and then shove us back out on stage.
Now, did we have a shadowy man playing in the pilot, or did they come later? In our
they were
TV
there.
show, we had instead of a comic in between our scenes, we had shadowy man, the rock band, that played our theme music. They would play in between, but I'm trying to remember if they were here at the pilot.
Yeah, they were there.
I have no idea. I forget.
I forget, too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were there.
Mark has a complete apartment there on the other side. We just didn't show it.
Yeah.
But they made it.
My cabbage.
Yeah, it helped Mark. Mark demanded it.
Yeah. Yeah, I made really irrational demands back then.
Oh.
Our shadows again.
Is this a salty
Oh.
ham?
Crying? Is this crying guy?
This, I believe, is
I think
Crying
it is,
Guy.
Crying Guy.
And
No,
This was not part of the stage show. This was
was written for
Dave
this-
just wrote for the special.
Oh,
written
yeah.
for
this
the
is written-
special.
Yeah.
Yes, and I was supposed to be the straight guy in this, but because of scene order,
Yeah.
This guy never came back, did he?
Who? No, yeah, I was in the
Crying?
cast.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's Dave.
we did do
Yeah.
another.
Why didn't
no,
this
no.
guy come back? This would have been a good running character.
Yeah.
What happened to Crying Guy? Did he become Sarcastic Guy? What was he?
Well, yeah, we did sarcastic guy. We tried to do that twice, but the second sarcastic guy didn't make it either. I don't think.
Yeah. I wasn't really into recurring characters at the time.
We never really thought about them that much. Recurring characters.
Then we had to.
I must have retraced my steps.
And then some
I like
we
them.
wanted to play over and over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something I did. Everything it seems so
And that's the
perfect.
Romeo set.
Right from our first date.
That's in the special,
Hey.
isn't it?
This is our first real cut to reveal gag.
And I think this woman looks like she could be Dave's sister.
Yeah, she does. She looks like Dave in drag.
Yeah. Well, Dave's a little prettier.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's a funny.
It's good cry.
You know what's important about this? This was the closest thing we had to a cut two in the pilot. The cut two kind of thing where you cut to
Yeah.
something funny. That
Yeah. It was
good to have.
inherently a TV sketch,
Yes.
not a stage sketch.
Yes. And so was Head Crusher because you have the finger and the thumb and you see.
And then we
the point.
proceeded in the first few episodes of our series to roll out every precious stage sketch we had at full length, completely
Out of the
ignoring
trunk. I believe they called out of the trunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you like some?
Look, they look like brother and sister.
They really do.
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's no problem.
I always thought that when we were filming it.
I never quite noticed it until now. Look at that. That is
You see, he cries all the time.
Yeah. Was she
didn't-
told not to react at all?
Yeah.
Hey, it's okay if I sleep here tonight?
It's hard to act when we're doing shtick.
Well, hey, that's a discount.
Like act with us.
No, I don't think so. I just
Sure it does.
no,
Come on, look.
This is funny. Sure it does.
And you see, it's a loading dock. The back is the iron gate.
See, we're like doing it in the junkyard. Oh, I think back to that part.
Now this might be a nice tracking shot.
Oh, there's a
crying guy. Hey, we were smart.
Recurred.
Oh, now it's coming together.
Yeah.
I always thought that the lines that Head Crusher said were really bald and lame, but it was
It didn't matter what
That's
you
the
said.
fun of it.
It's just that you were saying something.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's not Scott.
I know.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
That's not Scott.
That's
That's
not.
That's me.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
I'm really not in this show. I'm Kevin.
You did get a lot cut in this one, Kev. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody involved.
Is this why you wrote more than anyone else for the next 5 years? Never again. Up at 3 a.m.
I have 19 more pieces of crap to read.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had a fella working on the show who wasn't really into your stuff,
He wasn't into my stuff.
Oh boy.
and yet he was into the editing room.
He once said, cut and said, stop making faces. That's all I do. But what else am I to do?
Now this is a stage staple.
Yeah.
This is a state staple, yes.
I remember
This is
watching this
also
go over, and didn't we write this in New York? Because I remember, didn't it, like, we did it at the bottom line.
we thought of it at the Rivoli. I say we, I mean Bruce and Scott, and then David, not me.
Yeah. I remember.
But I remember it being
But
thought.
we did it at
I-
the bottom line. I remember it being
We
a
did
big
the bottom
big
line.
thing.
Yeah, we did.
I
And
definitely remember, though, it being thought of first at the Rivoli.
Yeah.
I remember. I have memories of seeing it be rehearsed for the first
I think we were still refining it when we got to New York.
Yes. And this is also a defining scene if you wanted
Yeah,
to see
very
One
much.
Kiss in the House.
Because I think I remember jokes like "Sorry about your hip" and that
Yeah.
coming
We
up,
about
being
teen
added.
rebellion, drag, and perverse sexuality.
It's
It
the
says
kids of
about
Ohio.
at that time.
And my part at the end, we always write it when we do it nowadays. We still try to write that, get that part right. My part at the end.
No.
Funniest part.
You stay put.
Oh, my hip.
You make
Yeah.
sure Mrs.
But we always say, oh, the fire, but we always change that.
Oh,
to
the
something.
fire. Oh, the water.
sprinkler. Oh, the hip. I guess we kept that.
Still no breasts.
I guess we were breastless.
But oddly enough, Bruce is wearing breasts.
Writing for the church newsletter
It's a life choice.
34 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think words are just so sensual.
Yeah. Well, Bruce is wearing a prosthetic forelock, right?
Yes. Yes, to appear more boyish.
Yeah.
It took 5 hours to get that.
Friends work. So I'm a friend then, am I?
Oh, I'm fine.
Again, no aging makeup.
Wait a second. A canoe club in the Gobi Desert.
What?
That's funny. There can't be a canoe club.
That's really weird that someone would choose a joke T-shirt to wear in a comedy sketch.
And Bruce.
I bet
doing
Bruce
that.
never read it, I bet.
Yeah.
I bet he didn't understand.
No, he was all
He
over his
did.
clothes.
Yeah.
But he didn't
He
know
was-
about geography.
I was the one that didn't. What? A
Yeah.
barrel?
Huh?
Sure. Can the barrel have straps? No. Okay, fine.
I'll hold it up.
I'll hold
sure.
it up myself.
It'll be my business.
I hated costume fittings almost as much as I hated hair and makeup.
Do you still hate them nowadays?
I'm not a big fan of it.
How could you, Mark?
Like I was
don't
watching you guys the
understand.
other day when we were doing the show in Los Angeles. By the way, listeners, we just did a little small club show in Los Angeles for a few minutes.
New material.
New material. Getting ready for Just for Laughs.
It was like a return to the days right before this special was shot.
Yeah.
And so, Mark,
So
I'm
it sort of
plan.
applies.
But you guys were all putting on your costumes and chatting, and I was dreading it.
I don't believe that for a
I
second.
saw you look like
hate-
you were having fun.
Mark.
Yeah, I hate wardrobe fittings, and
Now, Dave, I believe it, but Mark, I don't know if I believe that.
Wardrobe
believe
fitting
that?
seemed
Yeah,
especially
you love
hard.
to transform into different people.
Yeah, but not the actual wardrobe fitting.
No, I like that part. But I don't like the, now you've got to,
Just a rinse.
actually got to pick clothes for
I
it.
do have to hate putting them on and off.
yeah, I like
I'm
that.
wearing such fuzzy clothes.
After a few years of the show, though, I got to the point where I would just go to like Hillary and Jerry and
wardrobe
Judy
person.
and
Make
just say, "Can you do everything? Can you make this character for me?"
Can you learn the words?
Yeah, I don't want to think about it. Can you just show up and make me look like somebody?
Wardrobe fittings were especially hard on our
That's
show. 'cause you had-
fabulous.
That's Scott.
Is that a bonus edition? Is that,
Is that
That is
bonus
lo-
snot from
Scott
Scott?
just blew his nose.
Courtesy of the Santa Ana.
Just like he did when we filmed the pilot.
just like this sketch is blowing your mind?
Find any brand anywhere
Nice.
for the life of me.
Where'd you find those? The crisp.
Is this your mom, Dave?
But I did manage to find
It looks like
A
her.
version
I
thereof?
look a little like my mom.
It is.
The reason I always
Fucking
thought that is because I
mom.
remember the first time I went to your house in Mississauga, we rolled in at 3 o'clock in the morning. Your mom got up and made us a full breakfast.
Yeah,
She was nice.
Yeah,
She
my
didn't drink
mom was good
martinis
that
in the
way.
afternoon.
No,
She didn't act that way, but she looked that way.
She did look that.
yeah, my mom. I look a lot like my mom.
You
but,
do.
Yeah, she was.
I guess we all look like our mothers a bit when we dress in wigs. I know I do. You do a bit.
More like my father in a wig.
Yeah.
Because he played women in the in his job at Christmas shows or something.
Yes, the Christmas shows.
Yeah.
He would dress up as a woman or at our family reunions.
Really?
That's a lot of dressing up as
A lot of dressing up that
Or-
isn't
or for
necessarily justified.
Well, the whole family would.
He'd go to
Actually,
8-9 Christmas parties a day,
Yeah.
from early October to February.
Here
just
comes.
being a-
Here it comes.
See, I know where the joke is. The joke is the walker. I'm the walker. I know I'm not the joke. I know the joke is
God,
the walker.
you almost dislocated your arm in that.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, he's caught.
Hello, Barbara.
I'm betrayed.
We're old friends. Rusty. So I do know that.
That was hard.
We still get that wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rusty.
Oddly enough, the guy who wasn't in that beat was the one who would always have to say no. You, then you, then you.
Yeah, Dave always tells us what to do.
And your wig, Kevin. What a disaster.
Oh, the sprinkler.
Here we go.
The water.
Oh, here he comes.
Oh, the fire.
And next?
My hip.
There you go.
Hey, there.
Oh, you're looking sleepy.
I have a Pavlovian response to that. I know I have to be getting ready for something. I know that line.
That's right.
Let me explain. Some inserts are
It's a long scene.
Ah,
but
it
it,
is,
yeah.
but it deserves. I mean, it works the whole way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I in heaven?
This is one of our encore scenes when we do a live show sometimes.
Yeah.
Yes, I must, dear.
Well, thanks for coming to Tina. You will come again tomorrow, won't you?
Won't you? I'm not a plaything. I'm a senior. You've got to learn the difference.
Look at look, Bruce mouthed
Huh?
Scott's
Was he
lines.
mouthing the
Did
line?
he really?
Yeah. He used to do that
Oh,
all
man,
the time.
he's still he mouthed my lines on the special. And now you take the clothes off, don't you, and become
Yeah.
something? Yeah.
Yes. Look at me. He's transforming.
Oh my God, where did that character go?
Does this go into...
Are we doing confession?
Yep. This was
Yeah.
confession.
Oh, yeah.
This was
now
a
that
piece
was written for the
that-
special.
Actually, it was a piece we did at the
Rivoli.
Rivoli,
Oh, yeah.
the showcase we did for Lauren.
My name is...
And
Oh,
we,
I just in at the last moment, did we not?
it was at Lauren insisted we put this in.
I wasn't that just filler for some other
No,
scenes? And
no.
then that was the one that Lauren
Yeah.
liked.
He also wanted us to be ourselves.
I
This
was-
is the first time that we're ourselves in the show, I think.
Yeah. Yes.
He thought that was important, like Chevy Chase saying.
I
that
think he
was
was
Chevy
right,
Chase every
because we
week.
did. I mean, we always were ourselves, and we didn't have it in the special.
Fellow man.
Good God, I was skinny.
You were. God, look at that.
Scientists amongst you.
Yep.
And you never wore jeans. I don't remember the first time I ever saw you wearing jeans. You always
No.
you always dress like little Lord Fauntleroy.
Mm-hmm.
When did you start wearing jeans, Dave? When you moved to California?
I don't know.
No, that was during the TV show.
I wore them, but didn't wear much because I looked like I was 12 years old. So
You liked to wear
tried to
suits.
dress a little older.
We also did this on our radio show that we had for Ryerson College.
Yeah,
Didn't we?
except it was just Mark doing the confession. It was just, and
Yeah,
now
you-
this week's confession.
That's right. That's right.
Didn't do anything, all right? Wait, you don't think I had anything to do with that bit of business up at the mine?
That's a bright shirt.
Because I didn't. I was nowhere near the mine. I don't even know where that mine is, David.
I don't know if I needed to add the Southern accent.
I know all comedians do that.
Yeah.
Except for that
British
guy.
or Southern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, David, you stop looking at me like that because I'm telling you honestly, I was nowhere near the mine. If you don't believe me, why don't you go ask Bobby?
Remember, this scene was shorter than Robert Boyd urged you to write more, and then,
We was
then you want to
getting
think about an
comfortable.
imaginary guy coming up
Go
or
on,
something.
ask him. They'll tell you I was nowhere near the mine, David. I swear to God, I didn't do anything. David, I swear to God. Now you got to. All right, I did it. I did it. But I had to do it.
I had to do it.
I was being controlled. Being controlled by Mr. Vitalis.
Right.
Mr. Vitalis.
This was the new part that you wrote
Come
just
on
for
out,
this.
Mr. Vitalis. Tell him what you
Okay,
did.
it's officially too
Yeah,
long. This
I
just now.
See,
We
it was
didn't
probably
need Mr.
perfect the-
Vitalis.
It was probably perfect the way it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, our director thought that, that I remember saying, well, this is the first idea. It should go crazier. And so you wrote Mr. Vitalis. That's a funny name, though.
I'd do it again. Wasn't my choice.
What comes after this?
Come on, David.
What comes next? Does it go right into another scene?
I was being told, Dave, I did it. Can I
I
go
can't
now?
remember.
We didn't do.
Probably a commercial.
I haven't seen this in a long time.
I've never seen.
Yeah, I'd
this
rather
movie.
just watch it and not talk.
Oh, that's it. It comes back to I
yeah.
didn't do it. I,
I
forgot
didn't
about
do
this.
it. Yeah.
Thank you.
See, that was heard by the Mr. Vitalis extra beat that we did.
Yeah.
No, I should have just confessed and then
Confessed. to not-
confessed to not doing it.
Yeah.
We didn't need Mr. Vitalis.
No,
Yes,
Let's
he
take that
doesn't.
out on the next.
Can we cut that now?
Yeah.
I just-
Oh,
It's the
hello.
our head
head
crusher.
How exciting.
guy.
That means we do it 4 times.
See,
He's also at the end.
static camera because I think even the wheelchair they sent was broken.
Yeah.
Had someone in it actually.
Yeah.
I'm just crushing the heads that need to
Now this is Scott as the old.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, look how fluffy my sweater
Is it your old woman from the scene Romeo, or is it just
Yeah.
another old
Same old woman. Yeah.
Yeah, it was how we tied the show together.
Loosely.
Come on. Take out your dentures. It'll be fun. I'll crush your head. Get out of the way, old lady. Your head's in
It was fun the day of the party.
Oh yeah.
And then somehow or another, we managed to actually do this sketch again years later.
Yeah,
Twice.
We sort of did it. Yeah, we did it very. Sorry, we repeated it.
yeah.
Slightly rewrote it.
Well, yeah, we did the I'm squishing your face.
Yeah, this one I'm actually crushing your head, right? And the next
Yeah.
one I became
Pinching.
squish facing.
My head is fine. I'm number one. I'm number one. No, you're number.
And we also somehow do this on stage.
Mm-hmm.
Sure is getting crowded around here. Crush you.
And
Secret
here
trees.
comes
Beautiful tree.
yeah.
Part of it.
That's a nice shot.
It is a nice shot. We took dancing lessons.
Yeah.
Did you really?
No.
It's retarded.
I didn't see you there.
Oh, are you with me?
This taught me the meaning of the word
Kevin,
etiolate, which I use a lot. I just drop.
Etiolate, yeah.
It's a very handy word to
Yeah.
describe the fanning out of a process.
What do you think? Courtney Cox, Kevin? Who do you remind me of?
Oh, I
there?
wish.
I think a young Elizabeth Taylor
I think so.
in drag.
Magical for me as well.
Look at the little collar on Dave.
I don't know.
Did you borrow that shirt from the prodigious Hickey?
Look at that
Yeah.
your jacket.
That was all my
Real
Salvation Army clothes.
I remember how Dave and I wrote this scene.
Let's hear.
Well, it's boring, but here we go. Dave and I live close. We live in the same apartment building. So did Bruce. And he came over, and we were watching Gone with the Wind. And Leslie Howard said something similar to what my character says, and it triggered off us spritzing, and we wrote a scene. And we did it at the Rivoli.
That's kind of scary because the confession scene you just saw, the
also Gone with
Southern
the Wind?
woman I'm doing, is definitely
Gone with the Wind.
Scarlett O'Hara-ish.
Almost everything we wrote was based on Gone with the Wind for the
Yes.
first several
Yeah.
years.
Or
Yeah.
Tennessee Williams.
Oh, because Leslie Howard said something about I love the trees, I love the way that, and we took that and made it.
Ran
a
with
sketch.
it.
Ran with it.
Love me. I love your righteous indignation.
Look at your shoulder
moral
pads.
outrage.
Yeah, you can hear
Yeah.
Terrence Howard.
Your compassion
This is the
for
40s
the
speech.
others.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you love me.
Yeah, I have no shoulders, so the wardrobe people always put a lot of shoulder pads in
Things
me.
about you that I love.
So it must look like I have big shoulders, but I
No,
don't.
I don't love you.
But you said you loved everything about
Well, I love everything about
I know
you.
it's funny, isn't it?
This is a good Dave idea. This symbolized a Dave idea for me. It's sort of smart and somehow a big hook.
Take the tree, for example.
I can't believe there's music creeping in off of that.
Look
But
at
it's
our
good.
tree. Look at our tree.
And I can love
Will Dave play that live in studio, or is this a post thing?
I think it was put in post.
And I can be enthralled by the branches, each bud, twig, and leaf.
Yeah, this
But
was
put them all together and nothing.
icky, icky tree.
Icky, icky tree.
I hate that tree.
And it's very much the same with you.
Sorry, sorry.
So you should have had a pop, some
Yeah.
sort of soda.
Yeah. It was a spit take without any ammo.
Yeah.
I'm a master of the dry take.
Yeah.
must like me an awful lot.
No, that's the blank unholy irony of it. I don't even like you.
Big Dave words.
Will you marry me?
No, I will not
I
marry
won't
you.
marry you.
Push, that's a relief. I guess I'll pick you up Wednesday for the ballet, huh, darling?
No, for I cannot see you anymore.
But why?
Because you don't like me. How can I see someone who doesn't even like me?
Gee, I guess I never really thought of it like that.
I guess we're doing sort of mock melodrama.
I don't
But
think the
that's
time to
interesting.
Yeah.
Step back from things and
Oh yeah, this is
see
funny.
them for what they really are.
You're a guy in drag.
Yeah.
Now on stage, they would sometimes take 5 minutes to leave. I remember you ran around
And to scream. Yeah.
Yeah, scream.
When we were short on scenes.
See, I had a monologue, a short little paragraph of comedy.
That was very funny. It was
And
very
you remember,
funny.
if we ever do that on stage, you would remember it again.
speech.
Wouldn't Dave, you would remember.
So here I stand.
Hello,
My
friendless.
past receding behind me, the future encroaching. I forget.
Oh, well,
Pretty
welcome.
close.
Who's this guy?
I don't know. He just came in and did this bit.
What's that on your head?
A squirrel?
What does that
Is
mean?
that your hair?
This is my own hair.
That is
That was the best hair of the show. That was
No
the
way.
that was the
That was
most
the only
successful
hair in the show.
That was the most successful hair of the show.
What
This is
was
a good
I
joke
doing
fest.
in a alleyway. My own bar.
It makes sense, except for the junk on your behind your left shoulder. The-
Do you remember what joke I wrote for this? For you?
We have to listen. Where is it?
vacuum?
Why do we have to listen? We know it by heart.
Vacuum. Yeah, right? Is it? The vacuum one, right?
It's around there.
Yeah, they immediately rush out and start vacuuming their
That's right.
cars.
I remember.
Wrote this. Remember, Mark, when we were living together in the clown's room?
In the mime. Wasn't he a mime?
No, he's a clown.
Yeah.
And a mime. but he would combine clown.
Oh my
and
God, we
memoir.
shared a bed.
That's right. We shared a
You
bed.
guys lived
And there was a
together?
unicycle on the wall.
on the wall. Yeah.
I didn't know you guys lived together.
Yeah. He was in.
I was back from New York
Paris
and I
at
had no
Le
money.
Coq. That's right.
Still the fighting continues.
I remember.
That's a great joke.
That's a good joke. Still the fighting.
Yeah.
First buddy. Oh, I actually spilled.
Serge, the
You
man,
actually pick it up?
I gotta go back to my real hair.
To set a very, very high standard, which all 137 Buddy Cole monologues have met.
Yeah.
With ease.
heroes for
Sorry, 138. It's been a
Yeah,
week since his
exactly.
last
Yes,
one.
right.
It's a great monologue. Great story. Great jokes.
I think you should do this sometime again, Scott. It's a good
I'd
one.
love to
It's
do it.
timeless and timely again now.
Very time. First thing I ever wrote.
Yeah, there's a new
about
war in Baghdad.
I know.
Hadn't you quit smoking? Did you start again for this?
I've done that so many times. It's hard to
Because
remember.
remember you quit when we were living together in New York.
That's right.
Writing
I probably
department.
had gone. Maybe
He saw right
I
through
quit
my
soon
thin
after this 'cause I
skin
met- right after I met
Sharon
Satranga. I
Dove
quit.
into the pool, fully clothed.
And
in
are you
one
smoking right
clean,
now, Scott?
swift
No, I am not.
movement,
I
he
wanted
was
everyone to hear
there, beside me, a pepper mill looking for
I'm
his
having a
salt
cigarette.
cellar.
But you're not smoking.
Oh yes, Serge was black.
Serge was black.
Which is odd, don't you think, him being Danish and all?
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, just
Really?
it's so like
it moves like water.
It moves like
it
water.
moves. It looks like we know it's water.
No olive.
No olive.
No, olive.
No.
What's
So
Buddy
you-
Cole without olive?
So you weren't committed to this character.
Not really. No. I never thought he'd work.
I need a lover.
How many more sketches do you think there are?
I think we're close to the end. We got
What's our
Red.
closer? Oh, Reggie's our
Oh,
closer.
good, because I really have to pee.
So do I.
Really?
Yeah.
They mate.
I don't.
We,
Watching myself. I don't need to pee.
it'll be
That's
a
a good line.
transcontinental pee when we're done.
That's right.
Serge is dead to
I'm actually smoking. Really smoking.
See, Scott and I are in Los Angeles, and David Mark are in Toronto as we watch this. That's interesting.
It is.
What's the time difference again?
It's 7 hours.
4 days.
7 hours and 4
And
days.
4 days.
7 hours and 4
So
in that
it's
order.
Monday where you are.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Friday here. It's the end of the work week.
What happened on Wednesday? Did I get the job?
I don't know, but listen, I don't want to blow it for you, but Tony Blair is going to resign for you guys in about.
A few days.
I can't wait till Wednesday.
Kevin, you can tell them all about Judge Stuffy.
I was in this recording studio 2 days ago playing Stuffy Judge in a PBS cartoon. True story.
Very, very upset
Was
about.
that the name of the
punctuation.
character?
Yes, with Stuffy Judge.
Oh, not Judge Stuffy.
No, Stuffy Judge.
To use that analogy to a heterosexual audience.
Here comes Dave's joke.
Whenever you mention anything remotely anal, they always rush out to vacuum their car.
There we go.
Good joke.
Wish someone would pull my collar out.
Oh, yeah.
It all
Good audience.
reminds me of something
Yeah.
It was a good audience.
I
Yeah,
wonder if
the
I
second
were
show,
Rivoli
we-
regulars or
Well, the second show, we pulled it together and we.
That's nice.
But it couldn't have been just that terror speech because I don't remember the first show being that horrible. I remember there being a lot of technical
We were
glitches.
very restrained.
Yeah.
I
And
think.
there were no. I remember very little laughs.
Yeah.
Well, it was an intense week. That was like a whole week of blocking. Did we shoot this stuff after all the Super 8? And
You know what? I have to go pee.
Before, okay, go pee.
Can we pause?
Can we pause? LA, can we pause?
Or if you guys want to keep going without me, I'll hurry back.
All right, hurry back.
I'll pee then too.
Okay, what's going on?
What can we
I'm
do?
gonna pee.
Oh, okay.
What happens to
Are
the
they
technology here?
Stopping it?
Yeah, I'm pausing.
Now this scene is interesting.
Oh.
Now, we did this for the first time at the bottom line then.
Yes.
Yes.
For the first time, well, Bruce used to do it as a solo scene, didn't
Right. Naked for Jesus.
And we really are naked. We did not have permits. We had all of our
This
friends
was guerrilla
show up
shooting.
all our all the extras are our friends.
at
and
like
stuff.
7 in the morning
And
or
we're all
6:30. And there's Darlene, my old friend Darlene, who's in the special pregnant.
She's probably really naked under there.
Oh, of course she's naked.
Because she's Darlene.
She hadn't had her babies yet.
You can see.
That's Darlene's legs. I know her legs.
Mm-hmm. Well, one of them's Bruce.
Bruce's legs and Darlene's legs look the same.
This painting was up on that wall for a long time. It was a famous Toronto.
Landmark.
Yeah.
Runt?
Yeah,
Did
it
Runt
was
do
Runt.
that?
Yeah, the graffiti artist.
And Swinghammer has something to do with it
Kurt
too.
Swinghammer.
Kurt
No, it was Kurt
Swinghammer.
Swinghammer that painted it.
You're right,
That's
it's
right.
not
It was Kurt
Runt.
Swinghammer.
Chris, famous Toronto musician. He also good artist.
That's the
and
building
he-
where crows.
Hey, oh look.
Steve Trump.
Steve Trump was
Steve
naked.
Trump.
Steve Trump was a guy we knew from theater sports. We used to perform.
Yeah.
And well, there he is.
And everybody
Naked.
really got naked. That was so much fun. The cops didn't even stop us. She's naked. That was so much fun.
I bet to see a bunch of naked people.
Public
naked.
nudity is really fun.
It's funny, like no one complained. We
No.
were there for hours all naked.
Well, I remember, yeah. The girls were wearing stuff over their nipples, though.
No.
Yeah.
Tiffany wasn't. My
Darlene
girlfriend.
wasn't.
Maybe she was. The Darlene wasn't for sure.
Yeah, she was. I remember.
You remember looking
She
at
kept
Darlene's
showing them.
tits?
That's me up on the ladder.
Yeah, that's Mark.
I got a bubble butt. Look at that.
There's
and
Kevin.
there's Kevin's
There's-
butt.
oh, it's my ass.
Oh, man.
And you're not wearing a sock over your
Well,
Oh,
that's
that's Tiffany's
Tiffany
ass,
in
the
the
long dark
corner,
hair in the
right?
corner.
Wow,
Yeah,
does
that's my
Tiffany's
girl-
ass look
That's my girlfriend at the time.
fantastic. Kevin, like a classic Renaissance ass.
Thank you.
It's like you carved it.
I
Yeah.
carved it. That was my girlfriend's ass.
And then we go from nudity to
great.
death.
There we go.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is the
Life and death.
The last
Not a
scene, sort of.
quintessential scene.
Yeah, this is probably the one that sums us up.
I'd say number one.
Except that we don't.
Wouldn't it
play
be
the
ironic if
music.
we weren't allowed to use the scene because they couldn't clear the shitty music?
And this was
Or the plaid.
This was a three-person scene.
three-hander, yeah.
That Bruce,
expanded.
Dave and I, mostly Bruce and Dave, wrote at Bruce's apartment. And then we thought it'd be a good idea, I forget whose idea it was, to make it a five-personer.
Yeah.
Well, we needed an ender, and there wasn't really.
yeah.
It was this or Suburbs.
needed
I
a good
remember the
group scene.
discussion. Should we do Suburbs in its
Oh, right.
entirety?
It's gonna be the last time, right? Yeah.
Did we ever do suburbs in television?
No.
Never.
No.
I don't think so.
Well, that's an interesting thing to do. for
We did it on
a
our tour. We did it on our tour in
I remember digging
2000.
deep to act here. I just remember. Just
Yeah.
tell the truth, Mark.
Yeah.
Cheater
Tell
Major.
the truth.
Tell the truth, drink real
Yeah.
beer.
That's where we show we can act. That's true. We had real beer for the second show, too.
Yeah. I was thinking, boy, say fuck, you can skate funny.
I always used to forget that to Reg in the stage show. People would be waiting. Oh, right.
I never saw a man more graceful with two blades and a sheet of ice.
Remember his hair?
We do it kind of straight here compared to how we do it nowadays.
Perfect.
Yet you never saw him with a comb.
See any more stories? Thought of it in Bruce's apartment. Team type prisoner. Big sketch at the Rivoli.
We actually killed a guy.
And again, this was.
Only yesterday we were just a bunch of kids.
We started with this, didn't we?
Slurpees.
I think this was the first scene we did
Was it?
Where?
in front of the audience.
Girlfriends.
You could be right.
You know, they're moving in with you.
And then we did like
Next thing you know,
2 callbacks to it.
That's right, we did. But then we cut them, I think.
Yeah,
Didn't
we
we
cut
move it
them.
to the end. I think in the second taping, we'd lost the first 2. They weren't working at all, and we just did this.
Yeah.
Now, is this a sketch that we did at Comic Relief when we bombed?
Yeah.
We did bomb at Comic
We did this
Relief
at Radio
with
City
this.
Music Hall to crickets.
It's a quiet sketch.
We followed a 15-minute sketch on African starving.
And not so much a sketch as
or
a
just
documentary
starving
film
people.
footage of people
Yeah.
starving.
Yeah.
And dying.
now the kids in the hall.
And 15 minutes of Billy Crystal doing shtick about his mic not working.
He has mic not working. so
While
he
we were
does
sitting
too.
on stage.
Was that not the same night when Bobcat cut his hair off on stage?
Yes, yes,
That
it
Yeah.
was
was.
amazing.
Yes, it was. That was amazing.
Kid and Play were there as well.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right. Because I remember we saw
No,
them,
Kid and
soundtrack
Play
of it.
were in Memphis, weren't they, when we went down to do that showcase?
No,
No,
it was,
no.
It was Comic Relief.
It's Memphis when
They
you
were-
made
House
out-
Party had just been released, and they
Yeah.
did a-
Then
'cause we
then
were
it was a
there for their
re-see
soundtrack.
because Ralph Zimmerman took us down to a college booking
That was
convention.
That was in Nashville.
Nashville.
Where was it that Kevin made out with the girl on the craft service table?
That was
That was
in
New York.
Detroit,
Buffet
wasn't
table.
it?
AIDS benefit in New York.
Was it in New York? Yeah.
AIDS benefit in New York.
AIDS benefit.
They should have served margaritas at an AIDS benefit.
Yeah.
You made out with her on a table of food.
It
Yes.
shouldn't- yes. And she was quite
Straight
predatory.
people- only straight woman there, and you found her.
I didn't like her because she thought Howard Stern was funny.
So you
Yeah.
made out with her.
Yeah,
But he made out of her with anger.
yeah. So I showed her.
He necked,
Cleared
he necked
food.
vindictively.
Here it is, bringing it home.
to ritualistic murders.
I wish we could put the Dan Redican stuff in. Oh, look how gorgeous that looks.
I know.
Yeah,
Now,
and
I-
here
look at
comes
how
here comes the
beautiful the
very
red-
first appearance of Danny Husk.
Ah,
here?
that's right. It is.
And this
Yeah.
is- And this is where he crushes Cabbage Head.
I don't
right?
even say a word. God, it's beautiful that blue.
I wrote this one because Robert Boyd made me stay in at 10 p.m. and said we need an ending. Make it with Head Crusher, and so I wrote this one. Norm later told me that this was the worst thing in the special, and I wrote it. It was 10 p.m. I wanted to go home, and I thought, oh, Cabbage Head is an interesting head. Wouldn't Head Crusher want to? That way,
I
Robert Boyd
think
let
it's
me
a
leave.
great idea.
And I go on and on and on.
It's because I wrote you to go on and on. Sorry.
Yeah.
My little cabbage friend.
Typewriter before computer. I remember writing this on typewriter in the little CBC office on Young Street.
Really?
That we had in the pilot.
There's Danny. There goes Danny
Great
Husk.
mustache.
Mr. Businessman.
Because the next thing was
Yeah.
the thing that you and I did, Dave, together.
Still dressing
Hmm?
up?
Anecdote.
Just
That was the
crack
first
your
piece. Anecdote. Remember?
Anecdote. Oh, with Danny, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I remember you going on and on about how you loved this character you were playing that night while we were doing that.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
named him Danny Husk.
I did.
I remember that, yeah.
And I remember
It was for another
improvising,
sketch.
Going, now I'm standing here, and now I'm going to stand over here.
Yeah.
I ended up doing that.
Hey, John Fortenberry.
Mm-hmm.
He just directed an episode of Studio 60 I was in.
Uh-huh.
Keith Ian Raywood. Yes, I've worked with John Fortenberry since.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of sitcom stuff too.
He does really good stuff. I think he just.
He's good. He's a good director, too, he thinks. Which, I guess, is important for a director.
Yeah, but not mandatory.
Not mandatory.
Mandatory.
Not mandatory.
John Ferraro.
Diane
Get credit.
Pauley.
John Ferraro.
Yeah.
Sandy
He was
Werner.
our director.
Eric Ellenbogen.
Yeah.
He brought us to a sushi restaurant.
Yes, and said this should be the
I
show.
love this image. This is my favorite image of you, Dave. That stoop. There we go.
That was good.
Good night.
Good night, America.
Good night.
Thanks
Sleep
for
well.
watching.
And Canada.